Happy Hump Day and welcome to Nappy Conversations. My name is Nappy Coach Nia Green. Nappy, meaning never apologize for the purpose and passion of you. And tonight on Nappy Conversations, we will be talking to one of my favorite nappy minds. Angela Adams. She is a personal friend of mine, and she is a psychiatric nurse practitioner with her own practice. And tonight we're just going to talk about like some purpose, passion, mental health, and all of these great things. So please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're joining me live on Facebook, when you walk into the virtual sanctuary, just say hello. Let me bring Angela in. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, hey there, girl.
Thank you for saying yes. You are my fourth official guest on
Okay,
Nappy Conversations.
all right.
So I so appreciate you so much. We've been
Absolutely.
we've been traveling together for what, about four, three, four
It's
years?
been since maybe 2018, either the end of 2017, beginning of 2000. Oh, it was 2018 for sure. Yeah, I just thought about
Okay.
that. Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
four
So
years.
yeah. And I just love you. I love when you come into the salon. We always end up having very powerful conversations. Um, so I always tell the guests, introduce yourself to the nappy minds that are coming into the sanctuary. If
Okay.
I was to say, who is Angela L.A. Adams, how
Yes.
would you describe yourself?
Okay. I am first and foremost lover of God, Jesus Christ, a mother, lover. That is my son. You hear in the back, by the way, on his PlayStation.
Right.
I am someone who loves to help people, and hence that's why I'm into mental health. I love to solve problems. I'm someone that loves to have fun. Someone that loves to love. I guess so. I guess that
That's
could be me in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And that is who you are. Like, just every conversation that we've had, those characteristics are definitely top tier in your personality.
Yeah. Thank
Um,
you.
Mental health. So let's just kind of jump into it.
Okay.
In the Black community, mental health has always been almost taboo.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like us as a culture in the African American community have such a hard time accepting that a chemical imbalance is okay?
Right. Well, probably because black is not supposed to crack.
Woo.
So that means physically and mentally.
Right,
So we are the strong culture, race, all of that. We don't want to seem crazy because anytime you say anything mental health, it's automatically tied with crazy.
right,
And that is so not the case. I mean, it could be sadness, it could be feeling nervousness, not getting rest. It doesn't have to mean you're hearing voices or seeing things like that. So that's why we've just never really made a connection with mental health. And fortunately, now it's, for whatever reason, has really come to the forefront and it's becoming more acceptable across the board.
yeah. I really think that's one of the beautiful things that came out of 2020
Hmm.
is that accepting that you have a chemical imbalance, whether
Hmm.
you call it depression or whether it's bipolar or anxiety, that people are just more self-aware
Right.
now.
Right.
um but it's still so taboo. It's still like, oh, I don't want to tell nobody.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Or I don't want to tell nobody I'm going to therapy. I don't want to tell
Uh-huh.
nobody
Yeah.
that I have to take some medication to kind of balance my mood,
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so I was confused in the
Yeah.
beginning when we started talking because I was like, "Oh, girl, you're a counselor. Let me send you." And you were like, "That's not what I do."
Right. I know, because it is because you got psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, counselors, psychiatric nurse practitioner, and then just
Right.
practitioner, and oh Lord. They just want everybody to have a job. They wanted everybody to have a chance to fit in somewhere.
Say truly get in where you fit
Yeah,
in.
just yeah, get in, please.
So
Yeah.
so describe what you do because I understand it now, but I did
Uh-huh.
not understand it at first.
Yeah.
So for the viewers, when you say psychiatric nurse practitioner, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner,
Hmm.
what is that? Because that's a
Right. Yeah.
big bite.
Thing. Right. And
Mhm.
I just chop it down now to mental health nurse practitioner. So, what it is, I definitely don't want to compare my profession to being a doctor, but I do want to kind of put it in layman's terms. So, it is like being a mental health doctor. When you think of a doctor for mental health, you more so think of probably prescribing medications.
Mhm.
So, as a nurse practitioner, I'm able to do that. So, basically, just from being a nurse, got the credentials and the education to be able to do this. So, along with that, I am able to provide therapy. And that's just I choose to do that, as I want to do it. And there's some nurse practitioners that don't prescribe medications at all, and all they do is therapy. So we
Okay.
do have that choice to do that. So
Okay.
basically, prescribe medications. We diagnose mental health conditions, and do assessments and things like that. So that's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hold on.
Oh, that's all right. It's okay.
Okay. Now we're public. I don't think we were public before, so some people couldn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're public.
I am the first to say, Master Coach, it is public now. I am the first to say that I am not the most technically savvy, but I am learning.
Child, I
And
know.
by the time we get to, the end of next month, Nappy Conversations is going to be on and popping for like 3 years.
That's right.
Just
Quiet,
so
quiet.
come grow with me.
Yes, we have to grow together. Remember, we were just having conversations. Just, I want to do this and this and that, and then now we're doing
You
things.
know what? Let me stop for a moment and give you your flowers because when you first started sitting in my chair, you were
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Do I want to start my own business? And I was like, yes, you want to start your own
Right.
business.
Yep.
And now
Yeah.
you are in practice for yourself.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh,
I
I am,
I know. It's
I am,
sometimes I look back and I'm like, I really did
you
that.
did. You
Yeah.
did. You did.
Mhm.
I am so proud of you because
Yeah.
when we sit in the chair, we have these entrepreneurial conversations about growth. And,
Right.
I think any entrepreneur in any realm that you're in, you're always trying to figure out how to market and how to grow and realizing that we don't have to change the wheel, but we have to just really embrace our avatars,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, I
Um,
like that.
and feel what is going to appeal to them
Yeah.
because yes, mental health nurse practitioner you are, but you also have your own YouTube channel.
Mhm.
You're also an Instagram influencer. You're
Mhm.
also a mother, as we hear the
That
kids in
sounds
the
so funny
background.
for you to say that. Instagram influencer, but I mean, pretty much, I guess I am. It just sounds weird, but girl, I'm telling you,
Put some
sounds weird to
respect
me.
on put
Put
some
some respect
respect on
on my
it.
name, okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
Uh huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, how do you feel like you've grown just as a person? Angel before entrepreneurship, Angel
Mhm.
now. How is she
Yeah.
different?
Well, I'm different in like the way that I believe in myself and my confidence level. Like before the entrepreneur, I've always like had these ideas, and it's literally in my DNA. Like I had to do the things that I did and briefly work for someone to be here because I've always known I was going to be in this position. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now that I'm here, like I've always felt it. But now I have a lot more confidence. Like I didn't even like being on social media. I was so in my head about what people would think about me, say about me. Do I look stupid? Like now I'll post and not even think like two things about it, like so I always feel like I can solve problems. I have so many resources. People are my resources. Books are my resources. Like there's no reason that I shouldn't be able to figure something out. Like
Right.
so that I didn't used to be that confident in myself. I can take a patient now and not even like automatically know I'm going to help this person. I didn't used to feel like
Mhm.
I used to think, oh my gosh, like, am I going to prescribe the right thing? Am I going to diagnose them right? Like, no, I don't know. I go off of feeling a lot. I
Right.
don't always use my educational instinct. I use my gut instinct a lot
Instinct.
for
Right.
some things that I do for my patients. And I don't question it. I'm like, why did I choose that med over that med? Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the difference now, and I'm a lot more happier. A lot more happier.
That's
Like
good.
yes.
That's good.
Hmm.
Let's see. We have people who have tapped into the sanctuary.
Okay.
Coach Tamasha says, "Hey, Nappy Coach. Hey, Angel. Hey,
Hey
Nappy."
there. Hey.
Ebony says, "Self care is a must."
That is so true. How we
Yeah.
gonna take care of anybody else if we can't take care of ourselves?
Oh,
That's right, Ebony.
hey, Beyonce.
I wonder. I don't know.
Uh,
Was that my sister? Or I don't know who that was.
oh,
Or
that's
was that really her? Is that
that's one of
really?
my
Okay, all
babies.
right. Because my sister does things like that. Beyonce, Beyonce,
No,
and her name is Lee, and I'm like,
that's one
wait.
of my babies.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
let's see. Facebook. Oh, it was Master Coach who says, "Own your authority." Says, "Yes, put some
Yes.
respect on her name."
Uh
Yeah,
huh. Yep. 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 Don't be
uh,
shy about it.
right. That is that is a skill. Yes, confidence
Uh-huh.
is a skill.
Mhm.
I'm still camera shy.
Mhm.
Honestly, I am really still camera shy because um nappy conversations, what like I said, it was an idea that I had a long time ago,
Mhm.
but I never, and I recorded a show
Uh-huh.
with Lashadion,
Uh-huh.
um and I just over thunk it, if that's a
Uh-huh.
word. I just,
Yeah.
second guessed everything, over criticized it. And so nappy conversations is something to myself that I, because we have these private personal conversations,
Mhm.
and you're always like, Nia, you can do yours. And I'm like, girl, no, that's
Yeah.
okay. But what I realize is that I do have something to say,
Mhm.
and that this this one-on-one, is good for me,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
because I also like to network. So to be able to have a conversation with someone else, and those who are in the virtual sanctuary being able to listen in and tap in
Yeah.
to it, it's still helping to change your perspective. Because there's
Mhm.
so many times that we're in the shop and I'll be like, ooh, if somebody just could have sat in on that conversation,
I
we would have
know.
really had a really good time. And so realizing too that we are all so much alike as much
Uh-huh.
as we are different.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
every woman is so much alike just as she is different. We all have that self uh, self confidence, where
Mhm.
we're always trying to boost our self confidence. We're
Yeah.
both bold enough to be able to go into business. We
Mhm.
all share those same rules of motherhood and
That's right.
dating or marriage or whatever the situation is. Like, we go through so much of the same things. So
Mhm.
it's like when you see your fellow sister on the street, you think that we would be better with being able to straighten each other's crowns and not letting everybody know that it was crooked.
I just had an experience with that whole thing. Yeah. I'm big on that. And um, I'll cut you off if I feel like you know what I'm saying? Like, call me out instead of, and I don't know if I need to work on that, to be honest, or if I'm just at that age where I'm like, shit, bye. Like, that's something I'm still toying with. I don't know if I'm right or wrong in that situation. So yeah, we gotta do better though, for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah, because we are so connected as women, you
uh-huh.
know.
Hmm.
Um, but we still judge each other so much. We are still so judgmental of each other. I think just as people, period, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's
Hmm.
how you have the Kevin Samuels that exist and all the other. We were just talking about the male podcasters out here being,
Yes, yeah.
always in so much judgment and what is average in this whole, what do you bring to the table as far as dating goes and all of that.
Mhm.
It's just a way. I think we are coming to a dating, right? I think
Mhm.
everybody is dating. If you're dating, we're defensively dating, kind of like
Mhm.
defensive driving. Everybody has a guard up.
Yeah.
We and at this age, like I'm 44, so like we don't have time.
Yeah, we ain't got no time for
we
nothing crazy. You understand me? Nothing. Listen, I'm 41 and I'm single, and I'm thinking, oh, I was looking at my daughter like, don't knock that over. I'm thinking like, you know what? It just might be a wrap because, yeah, it's a little different out here.
so
We've had those conversations, honey.
yeah, well, yeah, because I tell you all the time, it's piss in the dating pool. It's just
It is.
a lot in it.
It is.
Going back to that always segues back into mental health,
Uh-huh.
because I think it's like some of these questions that we're not asking each other either.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in therapy? Do you feel like you need to be in therapy? Do you like your
Mm-hmm.
mama? Do
Right.
you, do you
Uh-huh.
like your
Yeah.
dad? Do you
Yeah.
like women? Like,
Oh, you like both
right,
or all three or whatever.
right,
Just let me know, please. Right.
right, right. It's so much going on. Ronita said, just grow when people fall off. That's true. I think as we
Oh.
evolve, everybody can't go with us.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, the person that you were before entrepreneurship and the person that you are now
Yeah.
are different
So
people.
different. So different. That's
Yeah.
right. That is so true. Just grow and people will fall off. And they'll also hate too.
Well, what Cat Williams say? Your haters are your motivators. So if you got 10
Yeah.
haters, you need to get 10 more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely.
Mhm.
Tamasha said people are definitely dating with fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because don't nobody want to be hurt no more. Like, I think we've all been through so much. We've all
Yeah.
been through so much.
I do agree with that one. I can attest to that actually. So
Scotty said, ain't
yeah.
nobody got time for that.
Sure don't. Sure don't.
Definitely, those
Getting
life
even different.
experiences will have you jabbed with
Uh-huh.
the ticket. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard not to date with defense, but I think we also have to become more self-aware too,
Yeah.
of what our own issues are, because
Hmm.
a lot of times we will get into a situation and truly project, you know. Um,
Those past experiences on that person.
right, right,
Absolutely. So
right.
we do have to be open. We absolutely do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Wow. So what else do you have going on? Like, how's the podcast going? What is the name of the
The
podcast?
podcast is Bonafide Talks with Angela Amber, and I just do interviews. I did an interview with Coach Robert Hughes over at Dunbar High School in Fort Worth. It was actually, I wanted his dad because he's a legend. He's the most winningest high school coach in the nation and all these things. And but he couldn't do it. So Robert, his son, kind of talked on his behalf.
Hmm.
I've done one with Judge Shaquita Kelly. She's a Dallas judge in the court, criminal court, and she had a wonderful story. Pregnant at a young age, 14, homeless, and now
Wow.
she's doing great. And then this last one I did was from a girl who was molested by her father, and how that's played in her marriage, her life, and things like that.
I started that one, and it
Yeah,
took me out in the very beginning. So
yeah.
I might have to like really be in a mind space
Uh-huh.
for that one. I
It's
will
very
say,
heavy.
yes, yes. I have watched all of your podcasts. They
Hmm.
are excellent. You have
Thank
some
you.
really, really heavy hitters.
Yeah,
And you know some really powerful people.
I
Um,
do. I know all types of people, like gangsters to politicians, to like all these people. I just I'm a people person actually. So as
yeah.
they say.
When
Hmm.
did your passion for people start? Like, was that just like from birth? Well,
Hmm.
you're a Cancer, right?
Yeah,
So,
I am a Cancer, but I will say I'm tapping more because I'm the last day for a Cancer. I feel like I'm more of a Leo now, or showing some of those Leo
your
characters.
traits. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I am a Cancer. I always knew because even from an early age, I always threw parties, and my parties were always bomb. And like I could always just get people together, and
Mm-hmm.
I still can do that to this day. So when I started throwing them parties in junior high, it's just
Oh,
kept me
junior high. Oh,
yeah, junior
you
high,
was the house party.
baby. Maybe I was throwing hotel parties. You understand? They was waiting like every year. You gonna throw a party? Yeah, I'm gonna do a party. And I still do. And so that's how I kind of know I can just get along with all different types of people. Yeah.
Yeah. So in college, when you decided to take, it was psychology, or it's
Well,
more
mhm,
on the medical end for, so is
yeah.
it more pharmaceutical is what you start studying in college for the psychiatry?
Well, for my thing, it's just becoming a nurse in general, like a bachelored nurse. And then by the time I went back to school, I specialized in psych. And
Okay.
so, yeah, because there's different type, there's the pediatric nurse practitioner, there's the
Yeah.
geriatric nurse practitioner. So I
Right.
specialize in psych. So
Okay.
that's
So
what
what
I
made
did.
you go that direction?
Well, I had always done psych as a nurse.
Okay.
Yeah, my first job was at an adult daycare center with people that kind of had some intellectual disabilities. And then from there, I went to an inpatient psych place. And then I did hospice. Hospice is psych as well. Like I have to tell people it's a lot of psych. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then that's when I went to school for the mental health nurse practitioner.
Okay.
I
So
just kind of fell into it. I mean, because the first job I got is the first job I got. I didn't care what it was. And so it happened to be psych, and I stuck with it.
okay.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
liked it.
So from parties to psych.
Yeah. It's still together. It's still together. It hasn't left. Yeah. Yes,
You're
honey.
still doing both, right?
Yes, yes. Work and play.
What's next for you? Like when you think about the goal, what is the goal?
I really see myself on like more of a national platform talking like you and I are doing. It's definitely, I'm so sorry. My son in this game, 17, I'm going to go to be quiet. That I really see myself on that. Just talking, motivating, just that's me. I know that's me. I have a degree in broadcast journalism as well. That was my first degree. When I first went to college, that's what I got my degree in. I got a bachelor's in that. I just knew I was fixing to go on ESPN because I love sports. I was fixing to do it up. So I did. I had me a job at Channel 5 in the sports department with
I
news
could
spread.
so see you as a, that makes so much sense.
Yes. Yes, honey, I
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
it just wasn't paying. It just was not paying. I was harassed in the locker rooms constantly because I was always in the locker room, you know.
And you fine, fine. Don't leave out. You fine. Okay.
I mean, it was cool, but I'm trying to get somewhere. I ain't got time for y'all like to be hindering me and like saying because I look a certain way, I can't do X, Y, Z. And plus, I wasn't making nothing. And then that's when I said, I gotta go. I gotta go to nursing school because that was still in the back of my mind, even though I did broadcast journalism. And so here I am now.
It's funny that when I talk to kids my daughter's age, and I told you my baby girl was on here earlier, my daughter, one of my daughter's really good friends,
Uh
who's
huh.
20. And so 18, 19, 20, they really think that they should have it figured out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you talk to the 25-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, everybody feels like they should have it figured out.
Yeah.
I think, is it when we get to 40 that we realize that we ain't never known shit? Like,
Yeah. You still striving. Like it's always feeling like you got to still figure something out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it'll ever stop. I mean, maybe when we retire, maybe. I don't know. But then at that time, you're trying to figure out what to do because
right.
I'm bored. So what am I going to do now?
Cause you done all the things, like you done raised the kids, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I I like to drive home, like just touch everything, experience everything, because you never know what you don't want to do until you actually do it,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you want to do until you actually try it.
Yeah.
Because none in the grand scheme of life, none of us know shit. Like we don't have anything figured out. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I told my daughter all the time, like, and my son, like, y'all are raising me while I'm raising you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm discovering new things every day. I'm building new confidences every day. I'm
Yeah.
setting new core values, setting new values, new goals, new boundaries for every level of life. Like we never stop growing.
That's right.
And they're like, when I have my what I call my nappy babies, when they sit in the chair and and they're about to graduate, and it's like, so what do you want to do? And they're like, oh, so some of them have life so planned out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's good, that's great. And some of them, it's like that fear is like, I don't know what I really want to do. It's college for me. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
going because this is what I was told to do, but it's
Right.
not really what I want to do. But you have what some people, us both, are what some people would look at and say successful.
Mm-hmm.
But the route that we have taken to get to this point right here
Yes.
is powerful. And it didn't
Mm-hmm.
look like, I'm sure Angel, I can tell you that Nia at 19, baby, She didn't know anything. She didn't know how to choose her battles. She didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
And I have done some of everything. And I had been doing hair my whole life, but never thought of hair as a lucrative career.
Yeah.
To now being at this point, that's what I'm doing. I
Mhm.
did taxes. I was a uh, in property management. I you name it, I've
Yeah. You've
done
done
it.
it.
So for you to say, hey, come to Angel at 19 coming out of high school wants to do broadcast journalism,
Yeah.
and at 40,
Yeah.
she's a mental health psychiatric nurse
Yep.
practitioner.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. I know. Let's see. It's as you can see, I've circled back around now that I've gotten my
You
shit
did.
together. I've really
Mhm.
circled back around to my love, like talking, like
Yes.
video. Like I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. And the crazy thing is, a lot of times I get very anxious and I'm like, why do I want to do something that makes me anxious?
Oh,
What?
girl, every time. Before I hit that live button, I don't know if you knew it or not, especially, we were having a little technical
Yeah,
difficulties
we
up here.
were. Yeah.
My
I
brain.
don't understand it. Why do I want to do this? I don't know. But it's fulfilling, you know.
So that's beautiful to know too that you still get anxiety before you go on camera,
Uh-huh.
just like
Well, especially in front of people. Like I'm a lot better with this because I feel it's real intimate to me. So this is a
yeah,
lot better for me.
yeah,
But people, live people, oh gosh, yeah, it's bad.
yeah,
I still want to do it. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Weird.
It's just part of the DNA. Let's see.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
my mommy Judy. Hey
Oh.
Judy. It's one of our fellow Nappy Minds, Miss Choi. She said it doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
The growing doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's a testimony. Truly.
Uh-huh.
It is a testimony. Because we just never stop growing. We
Yeah.
are always evolving as a people. I think that's just part of the human experience is always
Mm-hmm.
growing and experiencing different things. What would you tell someone who wants to do what you're doing, especially on the influencer side of what
Mm-hmm.
you do, but they're scared? What do you say to that person?
Well, first of all, it's gonna be have to be something inside of them that's going to push them out there. That really has to be there. I can only say just keep doing it. Like the more you practice anything, the more comfortable you should become with it. So if that's really something you want to do, I can say that's something I did not want to do. I just thought I was gonna like get on Instagram and promote my business. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. I was like, I'm just gonna put this picture up here, and then I need a picture. So I found a photographer, and bam! I was like, oh, I got a good response to those pictures, and then it just came out of nowhere. So that really wasn't my goal, but I was still nervous about it, nervous about how I was perceived or how people looked at me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna say, if that's really something you want to do, just find that within yourself, like, and find positive people that can really tell you the truth. Like, if because some things just sometimes can't or doesn't look right or isn't right, or you can go about it a different way and it come out better, your results are better. Those type of people straighten your crown, you know what I'm saying, and not
Mm-hmm.
just knock you down publicly or something like that. So yeah, I would just say keep pushing and just trust your instincts. I'm real big on instincts, and I don't know if that's the cancer in me, or if everybody should have that, you know.
Yeah, I think everybody has a little bit of instinct. We don't trust them very often.
Yeah, that
So
yeah, that's the thing about trusting them. Like go with that
yeah,
first mind. They used to tell us that on test. Go with
yeah.
your first answer because you second guess yourself, it's probably wrong. So yeah.
And when all else fails, pick C.
Oh my gosh. I remember that Cosby Show episode. I forgot her name, but she was the one that played on the show with Queen Latifah, and she was like, I always pick CAB, and Bill Cosby said, and then you gonna be BAC. That is great. I love that episode. Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. My
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Um,
How do you balance motherhood and entrepreneurship?
I have some strong boundaries. I mean, I don't play around with my boundaries. I used to be really scared to tell people how I feel or what I wanted because I've always been so concerned about other people's feelings and emotions.
Hmm.
And I still do kind of have that problem a little bit, but it's a little bit. It used to be a little lot where I would like down myself to please somebody else. That doesn't make sense. Like, no, I'm done at 4. I'm not done at 4:30. You know, I didn't finish this note tonight and I'm not going to finish it tonight. I will finish it tomorrow, you know. So I can't tell you just how much happier I am and how much smoother my life runs because I set those boundaries. Like, and I have routines, but I do allow flexibility. Like, if something comes up, like, it's okay. Like, it's
Right.
not the end of the world, that I
Right.
can't really be on my routine. So that's how I balance it every day. Yeah. Just,
I think just, as women, we
uh-huh.
balance, we try our best to balance life anyway. Um,
Hmm.
and with our when especially when we're mothers, like that like, am I giving enough time to my children,
Yeah.
because your business is your baby too,
Uh-huh.
like both of them are your baby, so it's like, am I giving enough time to this baby
Yeah.
and then my human babies too,
Right.
and really having that balance.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's hard to do because, even myself as an entrepreneur, I feel like sometimes, like, oh, maybe I should have done this a little bit different. Maybe I could have
Hmm.
gotten off a little bit earlier today and,
Yeah.
picked him up from school, or, so I always find myself checking in, like, do we need to talk? You good?
Yeah.
Do we need to
Uh-huh.
have a conversation? Like, do you want to talk to me? And now I have, that 14-year-old boy, you know, he ain't talking no more. He not
Yeah.
cuddling no more.
Um, Dang, I have to cherish my moments right now.
Yes, I tell you that all the time.
I
Like,
do.
get
I'm
off.
lucky that I have friends with older kids because I'm very present, like with my kids because of that. Because y'all tell me that so much. I'm like, yeah, I'm very present. So I'm blessed in that. So glad that y'all decided to, take the plunge before me. So now I can enjoy my time with the kids.
Yeah, because you're the late bloomer. So
I
your
am
your baby girl is 6.
6 and my son is 8.
Yeah, see, you're the late bloomer. I thought I was the late bloomer when I started having kids. I don't know why, because I was just 25. But it's funny because, like, a lot of my close friends, their children are now graduating from college. They're
Mhm.
grandparents now. They're,
Yeah.
they're going through that next phase of life where I'm still in the teenage phase. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Uh-huh.
So we're always learning from each other. I think that's why, community is important and networking is important. And it's
Mhm.
just all important. Keeping our mental health in check.
It
You
is.
know, like we
Mhm.
always say, like, mental health is sexy. To be mentally healthy
Yes, it
is
is. Yeah.
so
Mhm.
sexy.
So
Um,
sexy to have it together, be composed and those.
yes.
Yeah.
And to know that it's not just in your mind. Um,
Yeah.
well, it is in your mind, but it can be helped. It can be
Uh-huh.
helped.
It can be helped in a
Yeah.
number of ways. It could
Yeah.
be helped with foods, exercise, meditation, medication, therapy. All these things matter. we are what we eat too. I mean, that's just real. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it all matters.
Yeah. That gut health and the mental health, they do go so hand in hand.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does.
But it's so hard. It's so hard to eat all the good things all the time.
I know. I know it. I mean, it is very, very hard. See, you just at least try to balance a little bit.
Yes.
The world we live in is it's real hard. I give much props to those people that eat the same stuff every day and super healthy and 20% body fat. I'm sorry, that doesn't make me happy. Like eating chocolate sometimes makes me happy, and I'm going to be okay.
Right.
Chips, fries, all that. I mean, that makes you happy. This makes me happy. But I guarantee you, I can work you at the gym. I'm gonna work it off, and I'm gonna, eat something better later or something
Right.
like that. But yeah.
So before we go, let's talk about some of the symptoms of different diagnoses of mental illness, because maybe it's some people out there that's actually barely surviving,
Uh huh.
and they
Hmm.
know that it's an imbalance, but they're not exactly sure what the imbalance is.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the symptoms of depression?
Okay. So of course, everyone knows sad. Okay, we think of depression, we think of sadness. That's kind of a given. But it could also be isolation. Like, this person usually likes to hang with friends and go out. Now they're at home all the time. It could be sleeping a whole bunch of hours, 14 hours, or it could be sleeping hardly none, 3 hours. Loss of appetite. You notice the person's not eating anymore. Or guess what? Increase in appetite. Person's gaining weight. That could be how they respond to being sad. They want to eat. Um, hygiene. Hygiene can go down the drain. Not showering anymore, not brushing teeth, smiling. That could be a sign of depression. I mean, we just know the girl Chesley. My friends asked me, that was the Miss USA, I think, that jumped off the
Hmm.
balcony.
Yes.
Well, she was making all of those TikToks or whatever she was making, and she seemed so happy. I was just like, well, that was just a moment in time. Maybe she was happy. We don't
Right.
know. She could have been happy in that moment in time, and then maybe decided to do something impulsive. We don't know the story. Um,
Right.
she could have been bipolar. We don't know. So yeah, depression can come in many different ways. Irritability. Some people can get really, really irritable, snap, like, up 1 minute, like good, and then all of a sudden just super down. Don't want to do anything. So those are some signs of depression. And then,
What
of
about?
course, talking about like death or suicide or things like that.
Yeah, I can say in my own diagnosis, a lot of times it does become isolation,
Hmm.
um, and just getting up and maneuvering through the day. It's
Yeah.
like that's why it takes me so long in the morning to get my life together, because it's
Yeah.
like, okay, Nia, like,
Hmm.
push forward and to be calculated about doing the things and realizing when the depression actually hits, because like you said, a lot of people thinks that it's just sadness, and it's not
Yeah.
sadness.
Hmm.
It's like a heavy cloud over you, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's like fatigue and exhaustion.
Uh-huh.
You don't
Yeah.
know
Yep.
where it came from,
That
and
too.
you
That
know
too.
and when you're exhausted, your mood is going to shift anyway, because
Hmm.
either you've gotten way too much sleep or you haven't gotten enough sleep, and
Yeah.
both can make you
Yeah.
tired.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so sleep, definitely, to balance the brain waves,
Hmm.
is really important.
Yeah.
What does anxiety look like?
Anxiety can be physical. It could be your heart racing, shaking, crying, feeling like a heart attack. There's so many people that go to the ER for panic attacks. They think they're having a heart attack, but it's like they're so worked up that
Mhm.
like there's not a sufficient amount of oxygen going to the heart, and it hurts and it feels like a heart attack. Then they get all these tests ran and they're like, what? Nothing's wrong with me. So
Yes.
that some people cry, change colors, red. Mentally, anxiety can be overthinking, worrying all the time. Like, you know, is my baby going to be safe going to school in the morning? And you're just thinking of it over and over and over and over again. Just anything that you're worried about that you really don't have any substantial proof that this is really going to happen, but you're still
Right.
worrying.
Mm.
Um, Anxiety can be doing things physically over and over again. Me personally, I have something called trichotillomania. So basically, when I get anxious, I pluck my lashes. And I've had this
Ah.
condition forever. Um, and I'm really cognizant of it now, but I'll still catch myself doing it. And some people pick their hair or their eyebrows or scabs. That's a form of anxiety. So you get relief by doing a physical act.
Mhm.
That's the calming thing. So those are some ways that I can think of that what anxiety looks like. Or
My first anxiety attack was a trip to the ER.
oh,
Mhm.
was it?
Yes, in the ambulance. I had no idea like what was happening to me. I know I had just got off work and I was working at somewhere that I didn't like, but I didn't realize what was really going on. And so I really thought I was having a heart attack, and then you get to the ER. That's the embarrassing part is when you get to the ER and they're like, ain't nothing wrong with you. And you're like, no, no, that pain,
Yeah.
it was right. Wait, maybe it was all
With that Fred Sanford. Yeah.
I'm like, it's not a
Yes.
heart attack, it's just anxiety. You're like, whatever, like,
Yeah.
man, we've ran every test. There's nothing wrong with you. I think you just had an anxiety attack. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my goodness.
um, yeah.
Yeah.
That it's crazy. It's a crazy
Yes.
thing. Mm-hmm.
Hey, not the
Oh,
K.
yeah, worrying is her issue. Yeah.
Constantly worrying. My
Uh-huh.
life is always, yeah. It's so hard, but I think we have to, it's constant positive affirmation, constant gratitude, and constant, because we will overthink, over worry, over analyze,
Mm-hmm.
about different situations. Because I know for my anxiety, I have to do the positive self talk all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and when the stinking thinking comes in, like I find myself even talking to myself out loud,
Uh-huh.
like that's so crazy. I don't even know why you thought that. That ain't even,
Yeah. Right. What's wrong with you?
yeah, that ain't even gonna happen. When do you feel like because depression and anxiety are the major
Mhm.
mental health issues?
Yes.
What comes in third? Because I know depression and anxiety are like number one and two. So
Mhm.
what's three and four?
Um, I'm gonna say, excuse me, I'm gonna say ADHD is probably third, and that's focus issues, concentration issues. I see a lot of adult ADHD, and to be honest, sometimes I'm like, maybe it's just you not things have changed. You're an adult now, and you got a lot piled on you,
Hmm.
and of course, it's gonna be hard to focus. But
Right.
legitimately, there is a lot of ADHD going on. Um, so I would say that's third, and then fourth, because anxiety is such a huge umbrella, because you have PTSD, OCD, then the trichotillomania I told you about, then panic disorder. So all of that, I mean, that falls under anxiety. So
Okay.
that's huge. Um, and then probably just alcohol. That's mental health. Alcohol abuse. Um, that probably comes before drug abuse, and then I would say psychosis, like a schizophrenia or even
Mhm.
drug induced psychosis.
So for those who may be suffering with the symptoms of depression and anxiety, or the lack of focus, when do you feel like medicine is needed?
Well, I always say I prefer my patients to, when they're having issues that somehow it's affecting their lives in a negative way, when it's like something's going on, I can't even function in my day because this is going on with me mentally. First, at least go to a therapist because they have so many different modalities and can figure things out. Maybe there's a trauma or something to where you can talk it out. And I'm like, okay, now I'm better. But if you doing that and you constantly, going to therapy, nothing is really changing, then I would say come to someone like me.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're like hearing voices and seeing things, I'm gonna say come straight to me. Don't
Gotcha.
worry about going there first.
So,
Yeah, come straight to me. Or like if you're feeling like you're suicidal um, without a plan, come straight to me. Or homicidal without a plan. But if you like have a plan, then that's probably like hospital material. You
mhm.
probably need to be inpatient. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was so great speaking with you today. Thank you
Yes.
so much again for saying yes.
I know. Thank you for asking me, thinking of me. This helps me. I feel this just helps me become stronger, and
Yes.
speaking and
Me
talking,
too.
feeling comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. I'm because
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely trying to grow and
Yeah.
still get over the anxiety of, just the whole thing.
Hmm.
Being live, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, or whether wherever it is, it's hard. It's hard to
Hmm.
be in the public eye in front of the people, in front of your peers and speaking your opinion and being able to use your voice. But
Hmm.
it's necessary.
Yeah.
So I
Yep. It's
definitely.
necessary.
And it's just beautiful to have people who support, because
Hmm.
when I thought about nappy conversations and I asked, I was like, people ain't, But when people actually was like, yes, I was like,
Yeah.
so I know it's purposed for something bigger. And
Uh-huh.
um, so, yes, thank you so much for
Yes.
having a nappy conversation
A
with me.
nappy. Rio, Rio. You remember the commercials? Yeah, I wanted that hair, but baby, I got this hair now. I'm good. I don't need that Rio.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I don't need it.
And growing longer every day.
I know.
Yes, come
Yeah.
through, nappy mind. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight for Nappy Conversations. There is no me without you. I would like for you all to stay nappy. That means never apologize for the purpose and passion of you. And if you feel like you have had any of the symptoms of the mental illnesses that we have spoke about today, like Angel said, please don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist. If you're hearing voices, actually contact her.
Yeah. Yes.
Go straight to the mental health nurse.
Straight beeline.
Right. How can we find you, Angel? I know you have
Yeah.
the Instagram,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Uh-huh. I do. My YouTube is Bonafide Talks with Angela Amber. Facebook, same thing. Bonafide Talks Angela Amber. Twitter, I have Bonafide Talks. And then my Instagram is Angel underscore
Or
Bonafide.
Spotify.
Yeah, I forgot it for a second. I'm like, what is it? Yeah.
So please go follow Angel on IG, and if you have any mental health questions, don't hesitate to hit her up, or hit me up, and then I can put you in contact with her.
Yes.
Again, Thank you for being a part of Nappy Conversations. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if there has been something said that you feel like would help someone else and change a life. And I would greatly appreciate it. I love you all. Peace, love, and
Yeah.
nappiness.
Bye.